Western films have always been a large part of Hollywood, ever since the age of silent films and then on. However, Western films became a truly classic part of American culture when Sergio Leone created the hit film A Fistful of Dollars in 1964, starring Clint Eastwood. What less Americans know, however, is that this is not an original film. A Fistful of Dollars is an unofficial readaptation of Akira Kurosawa's film Yojimbo in 1961, which released in Japan 3 years prior. Each film has an identical plot, with the same characters filling the same roles. Sergio Leone simply placed the film with a Western setting. This wasn't the first time this was done, too. The Japanese film Seven Samurai was turned to Magnificent Seven in 1960. Since Western movies during this time were produced with full Italian production, Spanish movie critic Alfonso Sanchez coined the term spaghetti western. While great cinematography made Yojimbo a hit overseas, Clint Eastwood sold the show in A Fistful of Dollars. A cool, calm and collected vigilante with his own sense of justice. This film also brought about a classic cliche featured in many other Western films: fanning shootouts. Fanning a revolver is when you hold down the trigger while cocking back the hammer of the firearm rapidly to increase the rate of fire. Clint Eastwood's character, referred to as the Man with No Name, is a master gunslinger who cuts down men with his revolver in seconds. However, this style of gunslinger is a fabrication. Historically, cowboys wouldn't resort to fanning, as it's extremely inaccurate and damaging to the gun itself. If fanning was ever used, it would be used for show. It's simply not a viable method of fighting. This cliche is now a staple among many Western films. Regardless of historical accuracy or originality, A Fistful of Dollars is a classic film which inspired many movies to come. It even garnered 2 sequels, a few dollars more in the famous film The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, all of which featured Clint Eastwood, and despite being referred to by several names, he is the same character in each film. Stranger for each film they appear in. For the fight of The Man with No Name, a shootout takes place between the good, the bad, and the ugly. The shootout features 2 different mechanics of Western gunslinging, which tends to be more historically accurate. Clint Eastwood's character is seen quickly drawing his gun, a technique simply known as fast draw or quick draw, and shooting down his opponent. This is a much more viable but equally cliched gunfighting technique. This harkens back to the romanticized image of the lone gunslinger who duels in the town square at high noon. During this moment, Tuco, giving the ugly part of the film's title, has his gun jam. While this was a plot-convenient occurrence, this is a real and sometimes neglected issue in many Western films. Weapons in this time weren't as refined as today and wore down from exposure and use. Many years after the release of the Dollars trilogy, the film Tombstone was released. What separates Tombstone from the Dollars trilogy is that Tombstone is actually based off an actual event, famously known as the shootout of the OK Corral in Tombstone, Arizona. As a summary of events, Wyatt Earp, his brothers, and a famous cowboy, Doc Holliday, form a vigilante group after the murder of a sheriff and get caught in a gunfight against a group of cattle-wrangling cowboy bandits. In this movie, the Earp brothers and Holliday act as a vigilante group, which is what this movie has in thematic similarity to the Dollars trilogy. Tombstone is a fairly faithful retelling of the story that includes many factual details, such as Curly Bill stumbling drunkenly into the night, shooting the sheriff, or the Earp brothers and Doc Holliday having their vigilante acts excused for self-defense. While the idea of vigilante justice is a romanticized trope in Western movies, it certainly has a kernel of truth to it, and the events of OK Corral stand as testament for such.
consists of gunslingers, shootouts, and notorious criminals with high bounties, dead or alive. Although elements of the modern Western help to convey the grittiness of the frontier, it can easily become very romanticized and exaggerated. The film The Hateful Eight, directed by Quentin Tarantino, is a prime example of how interactions between the classic good versus evil can become romanticized through the law versus lawless. The film focuses on a group called the Jody Gang, who brought a rescue of one of their gang members from the hands of two bounty hunters and a soon-to-be sheriff of Red Rock, Chris Mannix. Stuck in a cabin with a deadly blizzard outside, the two groups duel it out, with both not knowing who to trust. The Hateful Eight plays on the relationship of good and evil through the law. It shows that good will ultimately prevail, as the Jody Gang is eventually shot down. Gangs such as the Dalton Gang did actually exist in the West, but were often pulling train and saloon robberies, not daring rescues. Gangs were almost always killed out of existence, with gang leaders such as Jesse James, Billy the Kid, and the Dalton brothers being murdered. Although these gangs existed in the Wild West, most of society will still remain peaceful and had forms of law that would rear gangs out of towns. The ultimatum of good versus evil is shown through the bounty hunters shooting down at the Jody Gang. The conflict within the good is shown through Chris Mannix, as he has the choice to kill the last gang member or collect the bounty for himself.
Oh, measly bullets, and there goes Senor Bob.
Auckland? What the fuck's in Auckland?
That's where I'm from. It's our biggest city.
Coffee's ready.
Well, it's about damn time. Less coffee on the milk.
Oh, I don't know about all. Stagecoach drivers like it, passengers not so much.
The devil's gonna make me a free man.
Can't be too strong on this one.
Set me free.
Well, what do you think?
I've been down deep Texas, Mississippi State, hoping things might go my way. For every dollar I make, that stands for right man just to take it away. Some might say I talk loud, see if I care. Unlike them, don't walk away from my fear. I busted bones, broken stones, look the devil in the eye. I hope it's gonna break this chain. Oh yeah, the devil's
Hombre, este viejito cabrón se ve bien. Es un bonito detalle, se ve auténtico.
No podemos confiar en este viejo toro.
Claro que podemos, hombre, nada más convéncelo de que nos bien nosotros. Sin estos dos rats here se va a ver muy vacío.
¿Sí?
He has something. Not much, but something.
What you think, Pete?
Well, I must admit, he does make the setup more convincing.
Okay, I'll talk to the old man.
After we collect the bodies and chuck them in that well out there, and then start unhitching the horses and getting them in the barn and getting them fed.
Well, hang on. Don't put the horses away. That's easy enough. But dragging these fat bastards up and down the mountain, that's fucking impossible, mate.
Okay. Oh, this is a store, so there's gotta be a wheelbarrow around here somewhere. Start with the horses. And as soon as I get through with this over here, retreat, I'll come out and help you, okay?
Ain't got no place to call home. Only chains and broken bones. Ain't got no place to call home. So come on, Lord, what you waiting for? Well now.
shoot that nigger dead. Then we sit here all nice like for the next 2 days. When the snow melts, we go to Mexico, you go on to Red Rock, get that star pinned on your chest. Hey, Pete, how much can we pay him?
Well, we could give him Marco. Bob's real name is Marco the Mexican. He's worth $12,000.
That's Marco the Mexican?
Precisely, yeah.
Shit. Now that I done blowed his face off, Marco ain't worth a peso.
Well then, if I die in the next 2 days, which is more than likely, you can have me. Under the name of English Pete Hickox, I got a federal bounty of $15,000 on my head. It's all yours, Chris.
You keep talking, Pete. You gonna talk yourself to death. Joe Gay, who you be?
Grouch Douglas. You heard of him?
Yeah, I heard of Grouch Douglas. He worked 10 just like Daisy.
Oh, remind me why we wouldn't just kill all y'all. Cash in.
Oh, you can kill us all. But you'll never spend a cent of that bounty money. And you'll never leave this mountain alive. Because when that snow melts, the rest of Jody's gang, all 15 of them that were waiting in Red Rock, are coming here. Now, let's say you shoot us all. If you really want all that Domingre gang bounty money, you still gotta get all our corpses into Red Rock. And that ain't gonna be so easy. Because I doubt you can drive a 4-horse team. That wagon out there is too heavy for a 2-horse team. So that means you're gonna have to lead a string of horses into Red Rock. And with that deep snow after a blizzard, you ain't gonna be able to get away with any more than, say, 1 body per horse. So that's you leading a string of 4 horses into Red Rock. And with all them horses in that snow, and you all by your lonesome, you're gonna be in my pony. And you're gonna run smack dab into the Domingo gang. And again, Grouch, how many is that?
15 killers strong.
And when those 15 killers come across you, in possession of all our dead bodies, they ain't just gonna kill you and that nigger. They're gonna go back to Red Rock and kill every son of a bitch in that town. You really the sheriff of Red Rock? You wanna save the town? Then shoot that nigger dead!
Oh, you believe in Jesus now, huh, Bill? Well, good, because you about to meet him. Anybody else want to make a deal? Huh?
Deal still stands, Chris.
Go and tell that midnight rider.
We've done nothing we can't
Tell the
forgive.
rambler, the gambler, the
It's all still on that nigger.
Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Tell him that God's
Take my
gonna
body.
cut him down.
Set out the snow days.
You can run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Well, you may throw your rock, hide your hand, working in the dark against your fellow man. But as sure as God made black and white, what's done in the dark will be brought to the light. You can run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Go tell that long-tongued liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him that God's gonna cut you down. Tell him that God's gonna cut you down. Tell him that God's gonna cut you down.
The romanticized version of the Wild West didn't start with the filmmakers, but long ago with stories found in dime novels. Stories of Wild West icons such as Buffalo Bill, Wild Bill Hickok, and Doc Holliday were often embellished, and sometimes completely fictional. The icons themselves often exaggerated their stories, along with newspaper companies trying to land a quick buck. The stories that were produced by dime novels and that are now conveyed through filmmakers stray away from what really occurred in a real shootout. Real shootouts included many mistakes, and often an exchange of multiple rounds. The most accurate in a shootout often won, not the fastest. There was often much chaos and confusion in shootouts, and onlookers were often hit with stray bullets. Duels rarely occurred, with shootouts usually ending with an unclear winner. The Magnificent Seven, directed by Anton Fuqua, and Django Unchained, directed by Quentin Tarantino, both display the modern image of romanticized shootouts in the Wild West.
Out the corner of my eye, I saw a pretty little thing approaching me. She said, I never seen a man who looks so all alone, or could you use a little company? If you pay the right price, your evening will be nice, and you can go and send me on my way. I said, you're such a sweet young thing, why you do this to yourself? She looked at me, and this is what she said. Oh, there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free. I know I can't slow down, I can't hold back, though you know I wish I could. I know there ain't no rest for the wicked until we close our eyes for good. Not even 15 minutes later, I'm still walking down the street when I saw the shadow of a man creep out of sight. And then he swept up from behind, he put a gun up to my head, he made it clear he wasn't looking for a fight. He said, give me all you got, I want your money, not your life. But if you try to make a move, I won't think twice. I told him you could have my cash, but first you know I gotta ask, what made you wanna live this kind of life? He said there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free. I know I can't slow down, I can't hold back, though you know I wish I could. Oh no, there ain't no rest for the wicked until we close our eyes for good. I was sitting in my house, the day was winding down and coming to an end. And so I turned to the TV and flipped it over to the news, and what I saw I almost couldn't comprehend. I saw a preacher man in cuffs, he taking money from the church. He stuffed his bank account with righteous dollar bills. But even still I can't say much, because I know we're all the same. Oh yes, we all seek out to satisfy those thrills. You know that